Welcome back, everyone. I'm Robbie.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Jye.
I'm Mitch.
And it's the last probably big blockbuster film for a while until we get to the end of the year. It's the Jason Statham versus giant shark movie that I've definitely been very high anticipating. The Meg. But was it a mega good time?
What's that?
There's a monster outside.
The Meg was directed by John Turteltaub and it stars Jason Statham, Lee Bingbing, Cliff Curtis, Ruby Rose, and what's his name? Rainn Wilson.
Yes. The action takes place in the middle of the ocean at an underground research scientific station.
Underwater research station.
Yeah. And absolute fools and madmen have accidentally unleashed this prehistoric megalodon.
Yeah.
And then stuff goes down.
Chaos
ensues. Yeah. The Meg starts eating people and it's just chaotic. What do you think, Rob?
I thought it was great. I really liked it. This was one of my most anticipated films of the year. Obviously, because Jaws is one of my favourite movies, so I'm always very keen for a big shark film. The last few I thought have been fine, but quite average.
Right.
Being The Shallows, 47 Metres Down. They had fun, they had thrills, but they didn't deliver at all in the way that Jaws and Deep Blue Sea delivered, I thought. When I started hearing some of the bad reviews for the Meg, I got a bit worried, but I was still hopeful, but I did lower my expectations. Seeing it the first time, I very much liked it. I was happier with it than what I expected to be, considering how bad the reviews were, but I came out pleased with what I saw. Saw it a second time, I liked it even more.
Okay.
It's still probably not to the level I would have hoped based on that initial trailer,
Right.
but I still very much
I will
very
say,
much like it.
because you mentioned the trailer, the trailers are kind of misleading. The trailer,
Kind of.
It with the Beyond the Sea and the kind of jaunty, comical. It is comical in parts, but it definitely takes itself more seriously than the trailer lets on. For me personally, the Meg is exactly kind of what I expected it to be. It is. I didn't go in expecting, cinematic greatness.
No.
I think for what it's trying to do, it succeeds pretty much, and I think any fans of the genre will get a definite kick out of this.
Yeah.
If you go in just wanting a dumb blockbuster, that's what you're going to get. There's people dying, and there's over the top action scenes, and just ridiculous things happening.
And Jason Statham saying Jason Statham one-liners.
Yeah, the writing is not good.
No.
The writing in this movie is not good at all. There's a couple of lines where you just go, oh, they've gone there. It's exactly what I thought it would be, and
I have to say, it is still Oscar-worthy compared to Sharknado writing.
well, I haven't seen Sharknado, nor do I think I will. What'd you think of the Meg?
Was no magnificent movie.
How long have you been auditing that for?
About 2 minutes. I definitely still hold Jaws and Deep Blue Sea far above Shark movie-wise. I think it was you that told me that originally it was filmed as an R-rated movie.
Yeah, there were scenes that they wanted.
Yeah.
They've gone
Right to the last minute, supposed to be.
And I think if they had have stuck with the original concept of having those gory scenes, I think this movie would have been a lot more, kind of gone to a higher level, just because a lot of the, kill scenes were very, very tame. They were almost like something you'd see on Home and Away.
Yeah.
But overall,
The shark scenes in Home and Away? I've been missing all
I
this time.
just mean they were very, you don't really ever get to see anything properly happen to anyone. There's not even much blood
No, there
in
isn't.
the movie. You don't even really see much blood, especially in some of the scenes where you kind of go, there should be a lot of blood, and there is almost none.
Even the R-rated scenes could have been comically
Oh, yeah,
in a
yeah.
way. Like, it didn't have to be like fully, oh, let's go serious with this. It could have just been like really
Samuel
schlocky.
L. in Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
it's quite confronting.
Spoilers.
But,
Deep Blue Sea.
oh, sorry. If you haven't seen it in the past 20
Yeah.
so years, and that's your
It's one of the
fault.
most famous shark.
But yeah, I think it was good. It was entertaining, but it definitely had a lot of bits where it kind of lulls, and I don't think they were quite sure what they knew or they were doing. They're like, let's just chuck a shark in there and hope for the best,
Right.
or no shark and just have awkward silences.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just seems like a shark movie to me. Like, it was kind of just like pretty. I don't know. I wasn't blown away by anything in particular. I kind of just felt like, I mean, Jaws is incredible. You know, Deep Blue Sea. It's like it doesn't. There are aspects of it that don't quite meet up to those kind of standards. Is what I feel like. Everything else, it just feels like kind of falls into place for me. I mean, I love Jason Statham. Like, he's an incredible actor. And but I also kind of feel like he just plays the same character over and over again. So,
And here he is fighting a shark.
yeah, it's like yeah, stick him in different situations. Like, you know, Fast and Furious. Here he is driving cars. Here he is fighting a shark. You know, like, it's just the same person to me. But
I thought for the most part the CGI was good.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I thought the CGI was fine.
Yeah.
The effects were fine. It's not much to say about this, for me at least. Like it is exactly what I wanted out of it. I was
It's fun.
entertained while watching it. I was never bored. I don't think it dragged. It's not one I'd rush out to watch again, like you did, but I'm glad you liked it more the second time. It's fine. It's fun. It's fun.
The R-rated cut. I'd be curious to see what it is. What it
Me
looks
too.
like.
I hope we get to see
I
it.
hope they release it when the Blu-ray comes out. But for me personally, I don't really care if there was more gore or not. Me, it was more the suspense before the violence that I like in shark movies.
Right.
And on that front, not as much as Deep Blue Sea. I thought Deep Blue Sea was more suspenseful, but this did have a share of suspense for me personally.
See, here I think the bits leading up to it, where they kind of made us. I don't think we were. I don't. Me personally, I didn't really feel anything for the characters. Like, especially like when we were down under the research thing, and we had Marcioka, the fellow from Heroes, and like they're making jokes, and like they're you know, and it was really like cringy kind of jokes.
Yeah,
and,
there was one where we looked at each other. With
writing was just kind of like they're trying to make us relate to these wacky characters, and it's just kind of like these guys are scientists. Come on, like, you know, like what's going on?
Yeah, the three that are trapped at the beginning of the film, I didn't really care for them that much. For me, I like Jason Statham, obviously because it's Jason Statham. He hasn't got much characterization. You like him because of who the actor is.
Yeah.
I thought that Li Bingbing was good. I thought she was really good.
It was fine. Rainn Wilson was a weird one.
I thought he suited the role he was being. I don't think he was meant to be a likable character. So on that front, I think it worked well. Like, he was meant to play a prick, and he pulled it off well.
I think so.
One who I thought was going to annoy me, because I've never been a big fan of her, was Ruby Rose. And I thought she was good in this. She didn't annoy me at all. I thought she was actually really good.
I'm glad you brought it up. I cannot stand Ruby Rose acting-wise. I just don't like her in watching her in films. I don't know why. She just annoys me. Here, she didn't annoy me at all. Granted, her character was a little pointless. I don't think her character really brought anything to the film. But yeah, she was fine in this. I also think the amount of times we saw people flopping into the water just over and over was ridiculous.
Falling off boats.
Just, whoa! Splash! And then they're okay. Whoa! Splash again.
That's a criticism I had of Deep Blue Sea. The number of times they fall over and slip in the water and fall in the water.
But at the same time,
over again.
because Deep Blue Sea has that little bit of a gore aspect, it makes it worthwhile. I found in this movie there was a lot of falling off into the water, but nothing really to excite you about that happening. There was it was just kind of a bit of a lackluster in terms of, like, usually when there's lots of lead-ups to things, when there is something that happens, it happens.
Also, the urgency there seemed to be no urgency. There was a scene in the film where, like, the Meg is, like, 50 to 100 metres away from the boat, and they're forming a plan to go shoot it, like, or whatever they're doing. And they're just having a casual chat, they're taking their time rigging stuff up, and, like, the Meg's probably pissed off by now, like, it's probably gone, like, and they just kind of, like, then Jason Statham starts swimming out to it, and it's still just there. It's like, okay, like, that would have took them at least 40 minutes to get set up for this. Like, you know, so it didn't seem like there was any real, we need this now, like, come on, everyone get you, whatever. I'm analysing the Meg too much.
I thought Cliff Curtis was good. I really bought into his friendship between him and Jason Statham. How they're supposed to be like buddies from way back. I really bought into that from straight away. Like, you felt like they were long-time friends. One who I thought was a standout was a little girl. I thought she was fantastic.
She was fine. As far as child actors go, I think she was fine. She fit the film. She's no Charles Wallace, that's for sure.
Just thank God.
I feel the child at the end of the movie was the greatest star of them all. He portrayed his character to the point that you fell in love with him, you really cared about him, and he was probably the strongest connection I had with any character in that film.
One thing with the Meg that I was hoping wasn't going to be like this, the scenes that we see in the trailer that are at the beach and like with hundreds of people, that is only in the third act of the film. So like the first two acts of the film builds up to this, and then we only get the real beachy scenes, the Jaws-y scenes, towards the end, which I would have liked a bit more throughout. Or even though like the way the film is set up, you can see why it's like that. Like it has to be kind of at the end.
I'm glad it was here, because I like how it's like the build up to it.
I guess.
And the whole film, like when they're down the bottom in like the lab area, that felt a bit Deep Blue Sea, but that's only like the first act. Once they get to the surface, that whole sequence through to the end really had a Jaws vibe for me, I thought. And I think that's what, on first viewing, I remember saying to you, I didn't put this above Deep Blue Sea, it was in between Deep Blue Sea and then like the other ones. Watching it again, they're pretty much on par. I think the Meg edges over Deep Blue Sea ever so slightly because it is the open ocean, and I found that more appealing, more suspenseful having a shark in the open ocean rather than in the tight corridors.
Right. This one was really a mixture of the three. I see this film as three distinct acts. Like the first act, very deep ocean.
Yeah.
Second act,
it's the open
on top of the ocean, on top of the ocean. Third act,
at
beach.
The beach.
Yeah, it really does feel like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like, I might just be like, it might just be me, but do you guys feel like the shark movies are kind of running out of ideas?
For sure. There's only so much they can do with shark movies. This one felt different because of the science fiction-y aspect of it, I guess.
Which I'd be curious to see how... I'm curious to read the book that it's based on, because apparently the book is very much more in line with Jurassic Park, where it's a very big mixture of science and violence, like the book is. And apparently people who have read the book have said that a lot of the science has been tampered down in the film to make it more accessible for general audiences.
Right, okay.
But I did still like... I thought the way the Meg is released, I thought was plausible enough within that universe. Like I wasn't like, oh come on, that's completely stupid. Like the way they explain it, having like that gas layer and then having that whole world underneath. I thought like that I believed all that. I was good. I was fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, but so long as they explain it, you're gonna believe it, sort of deal. Like
no, but there's been other movies where they explain something and you're just like, oh, but that's just stupid. There's no logical reason for that. Like here, it all sounds scientifically fine.
Yeah, but unless you're a scientist,
that's what I mean. No, yeah, for general audience, it sounds, and that's what you need to do.
See, I found it being a bit haphazard because it's supposed to be this giant scientific process of going down and things, but didn't feel like they had precautions in place in case things went properly wrong.
they never did.
But like with Deep Blue Sea, like they've got everything they need that should help prevent things from getting out, and even like towards Jaws, like they're dealing with something that's beyond their capacity, but as like beach patrol and police and all of that kind of stuff are doing everything that they have in place to keep everyone safe. But this one I just felt like as everything went wrong, it was just like maybe if we do this, and it was just like pulling stuff from absolutely nowhere with no scientific process or pre-thought whatsoever. It was just kind of like, oh, we've got this happening, let's go get this other person that has no relation to the project to bring them in.
Yeah.
But that can be fun. It's just I felt like they should have had something in place that went wrong that led into everything.
Oh yeah, it's not a razor sharp script.
Oh no, it was just small things like that I think kind of took away from it being as good as it could have been.
Right. What are you giving it?
First viewing I was seeing between 3.5 and 4, and I stayed at 3.5 until I saw it again. But it's a 4-star for me.
Oh.
I had a great time with it. I jumped a number of times, as you'll confirm that.
I saw.
I thought the suspense was good, was very, very good. I enjoyed the characters. Like, they weren't very well developed characters, but I enjoyed them for what they were in the film. I
Yeah.
thought they were good.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the Jaws references. Like, obviously that really, really was great for me. And I think probably that's why they make maybe Edge of Deep Blue Sea, is it appealed more to the Jaws fanboy in me than Deep Blue Sea did. And I've always been fascinated with Megalodon, because I love dinosaurs. I've always been fascinated with Megalodon. I've always wanted to see it on the big screen, and so on that front, I thought it really did live for me as well. But yes, it's a solid 4-star for me.
Right.
No, 3 stars. I mean, it's good. I think it's a good film, but it just didn't do anything that I unexpected, which is what I was hoping for. But it's just a shark film.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going 3 stars for the Meg. It's poorly written. It's just a entertaining blockbuster, and that's exactly what I got from it. So if you go in wanting to be entertained, I was. 3 stars. It's fun.
Yeah, I'd go the same. I'd go a 3. I was leaning towards 3.5, but the more time I've had to think about things in the movie that didn't live to my expectations, it kind of dropped down. But in saying that, it was still fun. Like, I didn't not hate it whatsoever. It was still very enjoyable. Yeah. 3.
So 3 3s and 1 4. I feel like we know who the Jaws bias is here.
He looks heroic, but he's kind of got a negative attitude. Chew on this, you ugly.
So those are our thoughts on the Meg. Tell us what you thought in the comment section down below. Also, keep an eye on our channel for our upcoming reviews. We've got The Spy Who Dumped Me coming up soon, of course, as well. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much. Hit that like button, and we'll see you at the movies.